Jonathan, welcome to Morton. You were appointed first team manager yesterday. Can I get your thoughts on joining the club and being here?
First of all, the biggest feeling is proud. I'm proud to be here at this club and excited, and I can't wait to get started. It's a great place to be working. It's a great opportunity for me as a manager, and it's great to come to a team where the squad is really good and settled, and take over from that. And I look forward getting to work with the lads.
It's a 2-year deal, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Which is great for me as well, because it gives us time to plan and security.
Of course, it's your second spell here as a coach. You started your coaching career, it was a brief time, it was the under-20s development squad co-manager with David Hopkin. Can you tell us about that?
It was a short time. I've just finished my career and done my badges, and I've done some coaching in Finland with my club TPS in Turku, moving over, and I knew Warren from before, and because I stay locally, it was the perfect place to start. I know Hoppy from before. So we started here, and then pretty quickly I got the opportunity to go full-time with Motherwell in a similar role with the under-20s. So it was a short time, but it's a good time, and it's great to start my coaching here as well.
You mentioned Motherwell there. You went Motherwell under-20s, their national team Finland, you're assistant coach there, assistant coach at Rangers. Can you tell us a little bit about your coaching pathway and journey?
It's something I wanted to, you set out a plan when you start coaching, and how you want things to go, how you want your career to go, and it never really goes that way with the way you expect. But for me, it has. I wanted to learn coaching with a youth setup with the 20s, and go professional with Motherwell. You coach every day. It's used more like a reserve team, so you work very closely with Stuart McCall, who was the manager then, and you learn from him, and you get involved with the first team as well. After 3 years, I felt it was time to push myself again, to be, challenge myself, and I knew that Finland was looking for an assistant, and I applied for the job, and I got it, and that was fantastic, because to work with really, really good professionals, and the best that Finland has in players. So and also with a manager that was very, very educated and real, how he prepared and how he analyzed and how he profiled things, and it's a great learning curve for me that time with Finland, and that made me ready for Rangers. So
you must have learned a lot, and now you feel ready to be your own man, number one. Is that where the stage
definitely.
you're at?
It was, the Rangers time was fantastic as well, a great big club, and with all the turmoil and everything that happens as well, and you learn so much, and you become a better coach and a better person, and a stronger person. So this summer, when I was off and I was back home in Finland to do some commentary on the World Cup, you think a lot, and you plan a lot, and you set out again what you want to do with the rest of your career, and I felt this was the natural next step, and to get this opportunity so soon, is great for me.
The current squad has been put together. It's the transfer deadline's passed, so you're going to work with this group of players. What do you know about them, Jonathan? I know you know Chris Miller from St Johnstone.
Yes.
What do you know about the group and going forward?
Well, obviously watched the games. I know, the players. I know how they've been playing. I've known most of the players from before. Playing against them as in the 20s or in the Premier League, in the Premiership, and as you said, Chris Miller I know before. I worked with Bob McHugh. I worked with Chucky, Ross McLean from Motherwell. So I know quite a few, and that's always helps. When you come into a new club, that you have a few connections. So it's a good squad. It's a squad that I think in the short term we can improve small things, and in the longer term, to set more of what I want to do and how I want to play the game as well. So I think it's a good squad, and a great squad to be working with as my first job as a head coach. So
You mentioned the player connections there. There's also local connections. You live in Skermally. Wife Jean is from Port Glasgow. So there's a local connection. Is that important? Because Morton is a community club, and living in the community and being part of it, is that important for you?
Very important. I think because I've been living here for, when I played for Rangers, I lived up in Houston, and now I lived, in this current address for 8 to 10 years, so on and off. So it's been. I know the people of Inverclyde, and I know how important the club is to them. I know the history of the club, and a lot of people in the organization now and before. So I think that is important, and I want to really honor the club in that way, and the traditions, and it's an important club for me. It always has been an important club for me. I've had a connection to Greenock Morton for a long time through various channels. So it's that's why I think I'm so proud to be in this position.
Speaking of that long-term connection, we were talking before we started, and we were talking about the Finnish connection here at Morton was Marko Rajamaki, Jani Lindberg, Jani Utunen. You are well aware of that, and particularly Marko Rajamaki. Could you talk to us about your sort of history and knowing all about that Finnish connection?
Yeah, well, I come from just outside Turku, TPS, which was Marko's club, and Marko was a child star in that team, and broke through really early with his long blonde hair, as you remember. So he was one of my favorite players, and I went to watch the club most home games. And then obviously when he got to move here, it was, I started to follow Greenock a little bit, or Morton a little bit. So it was that connection, and then I got to know Marko as well later, because he was my manager at TPS when I got back for a year. And it's someone that I actually asked a lot of questions from and advice from, because he was a new manager in those days. So it's someone I talked to, and obviously I know Jan Lindberg a little bit as well. So it's a funny connection.
Can we look forward to seeing any players coming over from Finland in the future at all?
I hope so. It would be great, because I got a lot of contact, but as you said with transfer, I'm very happy with the squad, and I don't like talking about bringing in players or this and that too much. It's about working with the current squad, and it's something that I look forward to, and that I'm very happy to do.
In terms of the appointment, it's effective immediately. You start today, you're going up to the training ground after this interview. Yeah. What's your plans for the days ahead?
Main thing is always to get the team ready for next week's game against Dundee United, of course. That's the most important thing, to get points and improve the first team. It's also about assessing the players and assessing the club and everything that how it works here, and what changes I can make and want to make. So it's a lot to do with preparing the team in a normal way next week, and then assessing everything around it.
In terms of your assistant manager, I don't think that won't be in place at the moment. That's something you're looking to do next week. And do you have someone in mind? You don't have to tell us who it is at the moment.
I have names in mind, and the process has started, and the interviews are ongoing. So it's something that I'm looking to do pretty soon. But these things can sometimes take a little bit of time. But it's something the process has started already.
Excellent, Jonathan. Thank you very much for your time, and good luck for this season ahead here at Cappielow.
Thank you very much.